Hello, internet friends. My name is Abigail Montgomery, and I am a Reiki master, spiritual coach, and in medium, intuitive, what have it, friend, call it me whatever. But I'm here to teach you how to help get your energetic health back where it should be. Maybe it is where it should be right now, but in the future, we're going to make sure that it's better. And today I want to talk about spiritual hygiene, or your energetic signature. It's what you emanate out to the outer world. It's a feedback loop between you and your reality that you share with everyone around you. So if someone can see auras, it has a bit to do with like how vibrant or bright your colors will be. Everyone is colorful, everyone is vibrant, but some people have a bit more of like a murky texture or staticky texture in comparison to others. And by cleaning up this energetic or spiritual hygiene, you can brighten up the way that you see the world, the way that people would see that energetic frequency. It overall improves your quality of life. It helps clear out your energy system of anything that you don't need, whatever doesn't serve you. And a lot of us are just not aware of it. We don't think about it every day because we were never raised, to be disciplined in this area. If you grew up going to church like I did, you might have a bit of an idea, but it is a bit different depending on which religion, on what they prioritize and whatnot. And if you just overall didn't have a very good experience with whatever religion you were in, it might not have helped your energetic signature in any way. It really just depends on your reaction to it and its reaction to you. So we all have it. And it's incredibly important to each of us because we are not just our physical forms that we see. There's a particle form and a wave form to everything in this reality. And we, as the observer, have the power to form our realities. And therefore, the way we feel inside gets reflected onto the world outside of us and then fed back to us. So if we give off an ugly signature, we're just going to get back ugly things. All right? If you have a problem with repeated bad relationships or money issues or depression, anxiety, I can't say that it's your fault, but it is a bit of a reaction to the way you react to the world as well. It's very symbolic, it's very hidden, there's a lot of intricacies in it. I can't say that you can fix all of your problems overnight because everything takes time, but we do have a lot more control over what happens to us than we think we do. It has a lot to do with the way that you react to the world around you, all right? So what it is what you think about yourself and the world around you, how you feel as a outcome of those thoughts. What you watch has a lot to do with it. The environment you put yourself in, the people you surround with, the music you listen to, the overall emotional state that you keep yourself in for hours at a time. It's very much whether you talk yourself up or down. We want to make it so that our time here in this life is as productive and positive. Not saying negative is bad, but we want to make it to where we can achieve as much as possible, right? We don't want this to be a waste. We want to fulfill our purpose, move forward, get farther in one way or another, whether it's overcoming the financial turmoil, creating more love in our relationships, making so that we have fulfillment in our jobs. We need to work on a couple things in order to help bring those things to us. They won't just fall in your lap, okay? For some people, if it happens, it's their thing, but here we want to increase our chances of it happening for us instead of to us. You know what I mean? So, overall, why it's important very much has to do with your physical, emotional, spiritual state. We are more than our physical body, which is another talk for another time. I did talk about this in the brain to inner body connection. We are not just confined to this physical form, and there is more to us. It expands, it radiates, it fluctuates. It all comes down to who you are and how you interact with the world around you. But you do need to know that you have a way of communicating with your reality. You have influence. Your beliefs shape a big part of what's happening around you, and therefore you need to discipline yourself or find a way to become more disciplined in the way that you react with the world in one way or another. A lot of us don't have fun ever, and that's a huge problem because, having fun is healthy. It creates endorphins, it helps your body to recuperate, just helps time fly by. It's overall, fun is like magic in this reality because it helps stimulate everything that your body would need to thrive and heal and overall become more healthy. So how we want to improve this, because we want our thoughts to be healing our body instead of harming it. If you constantly think bad thoughts, feel bad feelings, talk badly about yourself, you're just going to feel like crap all the time. I mean, if you send out crap, you're just going to get crap back, right? It's what it is. Whatever you keep playing in your brain is what you're going to get. You could have the best life in the world. You could have someone who's extremely poor live extremely happy, fulfilling life, and someone who's extremely rich be depressed and commit suicide because they're just so unhappy, because it's about their perspective on life. Each one had a very different perspective on what happened to them, and it had to do with the way that they reacted to the world around them. So, be like the guy who had nothing and made the most out of it, instead of the guy who had everything and just, he wanted something different. You need to know what you want, what you need, and to get it for yourself. Okay, you can't expect everyone else to bring it to you. That's a sad reality in this world. It's just not going to happen as long as you give that control to everybody outside of yourself. You are losing out on so much potential of yourself. You need to take responsibility for your actions and your feelings and start finding a way to bring things to you, to make things happen. It has a lot to do with your beliefs. Okay? If you want to be a supermodel, you better start feeling and thinking you are a supermodel. Alright? I don't care what body you have. I don't care what kind of debilitating disease you have. There is a way to become a model. I mean, look at frickin' social media. They've done it with almost every person out there who wouldn't have been considered a model 10 years ago is now a model. There's somebody out there that's doing it, okay? There's an audience for it. People are watching. We're in a unique time right now where we are exposed to so many people out there. There's an audience for you somewhere. And so it has so much to do with you. And we have habits. There's a feedback loop, a constant feedback loop that is happening between you and what's around you. And how you can start to improve it is by first identifying those things that need to change. Whether it's the people around you, how clean your house is, an animal, or just anything in your daily life that makes you feel like crap. You gotta find out why and how you can change it. Alright? If your house is a mess and you don't have time to clean it, spend the extra $50 a month to have somebody else do it for you. Have them come in once a week or once a month. It really doesn't turn out to be as expensive as you think it is for someone to come and do it once through. Alright, it's really incredible. You don't want to waste your time on something that's not your specialty. If you're a very busy person and you do have a specialty, then focus your time on that and use other resources, oftentimes it is money, to get those things done. Because somebody else can do it way better than you can in the same amount of time. We just want to stop focusing on coming home every day to a messy house and saying, oh my goodness, I can't be here. It's tearing me apart. It makes me feel like crap every day. I no longer have any energy because all I can think about is how messy this environment is. Fix it. Same thing with the car. Oh, my car is terrible. It's a junker. It makes me feel like I'm driving through town looking like a hobo with a messy car. Change it. Your clothes that you wear are incredibly important as well. If you are trying to improve your emotional well-being, I highly recommend you go through your closet and get through anything that doesn't make you happy. I'm sure most of us have a ton of things in our closet that we just don't wear because we just feel horrible wearing them. Now, if you know you have a bunch of functional clothing that you can wear, and you just don't, we can take the time to figure out why. I feel like your clothing that you wear every day should be like your superhero's outfit. You should feel good wearing it. It should be fully functional for whatever you're doing. And it'll give off an impression of other people of you, whether or not you care what that is. You just want to put it on and let it give you +5 intelligence because it makes you feel like a nerd. Or +10 comfy because they're sweatpants. Or +7 finance because you wear it to work every day. We don't need to be pulling something out of the closet that goes +10 anxiety or -10 confidence. You know what I mean? You want to be very intuitive with what it is that you're wearing and why you're wearing it, and not just throwing something on that you hate every day because that's all you have. Okay, whatever you need, life will bring it to you. You have to believe that for it to come, but it will. First, you have to accept it, though. There are other ways you can improve, what you're radiating, how you're radiating. Things that will improve when you radiate have to do with, decreased nerve damage when you're older. Improved cell health. They found that increased voltage in your cells is what's required to create cell regeneration and growth. And if you are running at a constant low voltage or frequency, your body will be in a state of dishealth all the time because you're not giving it doesn't have the energy it needs to regenerate properly. So be very aware that if you're feeling down in the dumps all the time, you're incredibly, you're cutting it yourself, you're discrediting yourself a lot because you really are capable of being a sun. Things you can do at home to improve your spiritual hygiene or your energetic signature have to do with small things. Like when you wake up and go to bed, you can make a 5-minute practice of sitting down, and you could do affirmations. I don't know. I could talk about why I hate affirmations. They do have some truth in them, but they're just they're used very flippantly, I feel like, in the self-help community these days. You just expect that you say it a million times and it'll come true, but there's more to it than that. There's breathing exercises. You can do affirmations all you want, but if you don't have the feelings and the focus and the breathing that goes with them, they're useless. All right. So practicing breathing, even breaths in and out, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, do that for 5 minutes. Focus on your chest and your heart and try to remember what it feels like to be loved and powerful and abundant. Okay, I know that can be very difficult for some people. I do understand because this took me, like I said, I've been doing this for almost 2 years on a daily basis, just trying to practice these feelings and the breathing and the mental state. And it takes time and practice, okay? Some people pick it up like that, but You could do really well for a week and then not do well for a month. And I tell you what, keeping it going is the hardest part. Don't be hard on yourself if you don't get it right, or if it doesn't go exactly as you want it to in the first couple months. You just have to keep going. And I know that's cliche, but I'm telling you what, the thing about cliche things is that they're true. That's why they're cliche. It's a sad truth, but it's true. So if you can't meditate very well, because I want to recommend meditation, but a lot of people in this area that need help in the energetic spiritual hygiene thing is they're probably not very good at meditating. They might have been in the past, or you might have been at a certain kind, but you still have problems doing it, right? Like, it's not easy. You get trapped in your own head. There's too much noise. Because when you're meditating, you have to sit in your stink. You have to sit in all that noise in your head. You have to sit in those terrible feelings. You just sit in them, right? That's what makes meditation so hard, but that's also what it makes so important, is because it gives you great insight in what you can improve on. And don't ignore these things. You can try to stifle them all you want, but you're going to have to address each of them one at a time. One day at a time, focus on one new thing. 1 week at a time, focus on one new thing. It just depends on how big of a thing it is you're dealing with. Some of these things are going to be small. Like, why doesn't my roommate put the toilet paper back on the roll every day? Or once a month? Or why am I the one that does it all the time? You need to find a way to come to terms with that. There's probably something that you don't do that they do. Okay, and you just have to accept that, or talk to them about it. Communication is incredibly important. Just go and say something. You could even be joking about it, or you could be not joking about it, but say something about it if that's how you feel. Don't keep it bottled up. So if you keep working at this stuff, if you practice your breathing 5 times throughout the day for 30 seconds, helps, you feeling love. Imagine puppies and kitties and what it'll be like to buy a new house, and let it fill you up as best you can. There's that nasty voice in your head that wants to tell you how ugly you are every day, and you give it a name. You tell Stacy, sit the F down, okay? I don't need to hear that right now. I've got a lot going on. And you just do that 20 times a day until it stops yelling in my head. I don't need this negativity. I don't need to waste my energy on that. Just keep working at it. Say you're successful at this stuff. It's going to build up. Okay? What you're doing is you're sealing holes in your energy field. You are fixing energy leaks. All these things where you are expending energy and exuding energy and creating not productive energy. You are stopping those from happening and creating a more positive flow for yourself with those positive feelings that, I can do this. I am beautiful. I love these things. This is the future I want to make for myself. Growing up, I never really thought about what kind of future I wanted to have. I just imagined, I guess, average stuff because I had a very average or low quality of life. I can't really say, because it's my low is somebody else's high, stuff like that, vice versa. But my point is that once you start doing this, you'll find a part of yourself that you've never known was there before. You'll start to imagine things for yourself that you didn't think you were, worth having before. It's a really amazing feeling, and people around you are going to see it and notice it. And I don't know about you, growing up, I hated being noticed. I didn't want people to talk to me. I didn't want people to look at me. And now I'm starting to understand that when I walk into a room and people's heads just naturally turn, it's not because they see something that they don't like. It's just because I'm emitting a signature that they're not as familiar with. And people just pick up on that. They're not looking for any particular reason other than that subconscious reaction to, there's a high level signature in the vicinity that I don't recognize. And they just look. And then they look away because all they see is a normal person, right? They don't know what it is. But you, with time, will know. Because you will start to feel it. With time, if you want to work with me in the future, especially when we start to look, because you can see auras, everybody can. You can actually see and feel the difference. You can feel different parts of your body with the energy. You can feel yourself expand or reduce on command. And this is one of those steps that helps you get there. I know it's something I probably should have mentioned in the beginning, because if anyone bothered to take the time to watch 20 minutes of this video just to find out that, oh yeah, there's actually functional reason for this other than health, it's pretty darn cool. You basically become like a radioactive superhero. But thanks for hanging in there. I've been trying to get this video structured because it's just so much information. I have a hard time cutting down the time. I'm trying to get it down to like a 10-minute video, and this is my third time recording it, and I can't get anything less than the 20-minute mark without feeling like I'm just cutting everything short. Even now I feel like there's a lot of things I could say to round out the topic, because it's such a cool topic. Spiritual hygiene is so important. It has to do with your physical health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, your relationship health. It's your everything health, okay? It's more than just this life. It's the past lives and your future lives. It's healing whatever things you might have encountered as a spark somewhere else in the universe. If you can think it, it's possible, alright? So you are awesome. Even if you're not a superhero in this life, you've probably been a superhero in another life. So I don't want you to, it's not discredit, it's underestimate. Thank you. First word that's made it to my brain before the video ended. Don't want you to underestimate the ability of breathing, meditating, and thinking and feeling strongly and positively about yourself, because these things make all the difference. Okay? We want to think about the future, not our past all the time. I didn't used to think about the future at all. Ever. I always just thought about the past and how I got where I was. And now all I can think about is the future and what I want to do. And where I want to go. And who I want to meet. And I want to meet you guys. I want to meet those of you who feel the same potential pull. Feel everyone's here for the same reason. I want to meet you guys that also believe that we can do amazing things, that you can glow. Okay? You can. I can see it. And I want to help teach you guys and show you guys that you guys can do it too. It's really cool. It's life-changing. It changed my life, and I want it to change the world. So start off with small steps and work your way up. I will talk more on this. The more videos that I make, the better I'm sure it'll get. I'm just planning on talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking about these topics until I get better at it. Because I get so caught up in being nervous and stuff, so I'm just gonna lay it all out there for you. If you have comments, ideas, or anything, go ahead and leave them below. If this isn't something you're into, I recommend you just kind of, either you can keep exploring and look into it. If there's a nugget in there that you're curious about, go ahead and ask a question. But if you just, none of this resonates with you, then maybe, don't waste your time here. Because a lot of what I talk about is whatever someone wants to call spiritual woo-woo. I'm not here to convince you. That's just not it. I know it's true. I don't need to tell you. You take the time to do your own research, okay, buddy? But if this is something that you're kind of interested in, eventually I'll give you some references and things to go off of, like the scientists that have taken the time to study this stuff and dedicated their lives to proving that it's real. It's just it hasn't made it into mainstream media. So do your own research, okay? Or just keep hanging in there, and eventually I'll give it to you. But trust me, it's real. That's all. But this is Abigail Montgomery tuning out. I do have a Facebook group if you want to be part of a more productive discussion. I love comments on YouTube, but I do feel like they're less of a message board for open discussion, if you know what I mean. I feel like Facebook is more of a place where people actually do talk continuously on a topic. So I like to do lives in there and connect with my audience there. So you can subscribe and hit the notifications if you want to see when I'm doing more. I'm doing quite a bit of content right now. I'm just kind of throwing it out there, and I'll create more structure as time goes on. So if you love me, I love you, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.